Good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? Woo, we in here. We here. We here. We're here. We're not queer. So have no fear. It is the Cletus Cassidy. No, it's not. It is See You in the Morning. I don't even know what the name of my own show is. It's See You in the Morning, my horrible idea to get up in the morning and talk to y'all about what's on my mind, what's going on with me, what is happening in my world. Sorry for the late start today. Sorry for the late start. Had some miscommunications with my daughter this morning. Nothing negative. I had told her I was gonna bring her something. She was like, "Don't worry about it. I'll come get it." But I didn't see the come get it test because I had went to sleep because I'm older than I used to be. And so I got up this morning to go take her what she needed, just for her to be like, "Ooh, Dad, I was gonna come over there and get it." It was a whole ordeal. But you know what? We're here now, and that's glad, man. If this is your first time hearing this, you're about to experience something so cold. If you are a returning viewer, man, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming back. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. And I see y'all like a 47 Chevrolet today. Y'all getting started, but y'all getting started late. Y'all are coming in, but y'all coming in late, and it's okay because I came in late. Like any good relationship, you come how I come. So I came in late. Y'all came in late. I'm all about that, man. So we're gonna go ahead and start off by giving our awards out for the first 3 people that tune in to the show. They get a bronze, a gold, and a silver. And starting off with the bronze, Wilberta keeping the order Carter. That's Wilberta. She comes in. She's the enforcer around here. You know, when things go awry, Wilberta puts us into it. We listen to what Wilberta says. So that the Wilberta is the sheriff. Wilberta is the sheriff. Crystal Pennell, good morning, getting that silver medal this morning. And then the double crystal, the double crystal. 2 crystals get you a gold. And that's Crystal Sex Appeal winning the gold this morning. Also, shout outs to Shannon Jamil, good morning. Lasha Unda, straight out of Africa, good morning. PP, Patricia Pippin, Fernita's in the building. Janetta said, "You're going to get what you're going to get out of me. I get here when I get here. I'm on vacation." Joanne, Eco Tail Whoopings Patterson. That's my buddy right there from my soccer days. Letitia Morgan, good morning. And my man, JP, what up, though? JP, what up, though? Janetta, where you vacationing at today, man? Where are you vacationing at today? And I'm asking because I just read another report yesterday. 7,000 flights canceled yesterday. 7,000 flights were canceled yesterday. Crazy. People having a hard time getting home. It is crazy. It is crazy out there. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. More than 9,000 the day before. It's just crazy. These flights are being canceled. Thousands of flights canceled this week. On Wednesday, 28,000. I'm reading 28,000. I'm sorry, 850 flights have been canceled, and more than 3,000 were delayed. A number that is likely, they say that is likely to increase. Likely to increase as the week goes on. So I have a show in Florida tomorrow that I was supposed to fly out on tomorrow. But because of that, I'm just going to drive down to Florida. It's crazy out here, man. So I was just wondering where you were, man. These flights, Crystal says her flight is at 6 a.m. tomorrow. And I'm hoping mine's works. I don't know what, Crystal, where you going? I mean, if you want to tell, you ain't got to tell, but you can. Janetta says, I'm preparing for a delay when we return. And that's crazy. So I wouldn't have cared about the delay if it weren't for the fact that I had somewhere to be at a particular time. I got to be at the show. If I miss the show, then I'm missing money. Then the flight is not just a delay. That Jake is a robbery, Oh, I'm going to be in Orlando. That's crazy. Crystal, come on through to the show while y'all down there. I'll be at the Improv, the Orlando Improv. I know you probably going somewhere nice like Disney World or something. But I'll be at the Orlando Improv Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. 5 shows total. 5 shows total. 5 shows total. So y'all come on down there if you want to. Good morning. Happy to have haters. You better have some joy about having haters. They say if you ain't got no haters, you ain't doing nothing. What's going on, Trouble? So Today's episode, every now and again, I'll go serious. So today's episode, I wanted to take a serious stance. A lot of stuff happening in the news. My man Jonathan Majors, I almost called him Jonathan Nasals because of his nose. The man got the widest nose I think I've ever seen in a human being. That boy's nose is ridiculous. And I know y'all ladies find him cute. I know. I don't know how it happened. Jonathan Majors just slid in there, and I'm a heterosexual man, and him becoming a sex symbol snuck up on me. When I first saw Jonathan Majors come on there, I said, that's a funny looking dude. But all the ladies is like, oh no, he good looking, he cute. So I don't know what y'all find cute anymore. I don't know. He's a little munchy cheese in the face. He's a little munchy cheese in the face. Marche said he a little funny looking. James says nose bigger than a tub. But listen, let me tell you something. If nothing else, that boy can breathe. And listen, if his nasal passages get clogged up, then that's a problem. But he got a little of a munchy cheese. So is he one of those things where you so funny looking that you become cute? It's like how y'all like trolls. You know how women be like, oh my God, trolls are so cute. And he be like, that's a troll. So has he become that funny looking that is cute? He's so unique. You be like, oh, he can cute. That man say he can smell the next state. That man can smell anything. I'm gonna tell you what, if it's drugs in the room, he know. If it's drugs in the room, he know. That man know. That man know when there's drugs in the room. Ed Waters say success is cute. He different. So as y'all can see, man, he's been on trial recently for some domestic violence stuff. And black women went in. Black women went in immediately. They blamed it on race. But you gotta watch who you in a relationship with. You gotta watch who you're in a relationship with. So he was on trial. Now he's filing cross charges against him. He was on trial for hitting her. Now he's filed charges against her for hitting him. So now everybody's on trial for assault. And here's the thing: if you can't get along with your spouse, you can't put your hands on them. Just leave. Ladies, y'all push a man sometimes. I get it. A lot of ladies be out there pushing. The general rule is don't hit a lady. And I get it. I live by it. I teach my son, listen, don't you hit a lady. Now I tell him to protect yourself. Now she hits you first, then you always are allowed to gift a lady. You should never hit a woman, but you can give her a gift. If she comes and she hits you, hit her back. And you can vary your level of hitting. You don't have to hit her like a grown man. But you got to protect yourself because women will kill a man too. Women will kill. Don't you sit there and die because you driven by some virtue of I don't hit a woman. Don't you let that happen. I tell my son, don't you listen. Once she attacks you, she ain't got no gender no more. There ain't nothing wrong with a Russian sickle. You know whatever you got to do to get her up off of you. You never lay hands on each other. You got to keep your hands to yourself. She keep her hands to herself. Everybody should keep their hands to themselves. There's no reason for anybody to touch anybody. Hey, make sure y'all are sharing the show, man. We're going to have a serious talk today. And today might be the day. I haven't said anything controversial enough to be canceled in almost a day and a half. So today might be it. So now Jonathan Majors has filed cross warrants against the young lady involved. I think that was just a toxic relationship. I don't even think the police should have been involved. They should have had a counselor, a priest, and 3 nuns to get in there and break that whole situation of Jonathan Majors and the girl that he's with. Because here's a very important fact. Who you with can push you to the next level, or it can drag you all the way down. I'm gonna give you a prime example. Fellas, you gotta make sure who you hit yourself to is right. I got a homeboy who always talk about that old lady will get you right. If you got an old lady, she ain't gonna let you spend money. And most of the time, that's the truth. Fellas, we wild out until you get that woman that can get you right. That woman will come in, she'll start saying stuff to you. You know you don't need to be spending your money on that. You need to be doing this. You need to eat better. You need to go to the doctor. That woman usually can kind of rein a man in. That woman can kind of rein a man in. As my homeboy said, that old lady. You get you a good old lady, that old lady will come right on in and slide you through. I personally prefer them older. You know, you find you something in the 60, 65 range, she ain't finna let you be wilding out. She gonna have you in the house by 7 because y'all gotta watch Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy together. That old lady, she ain't finna let you lose control. Get yourself a Mildred. You get yourself a Mildred, and everything's gonna be all right. Mildred ain't gonna let anything happen to you. Never will. She gonna watch your cholesterol, your salt intake. That old lady will take care of you. Ladies, you get the right man can lift you up, literally and figuratively. You get the right man. Listen, if you're a larger woman, get you a larger man that'll lift you up still. I think it changes everything for a woman that first time she picks you up off the ground. First time you pick your woman up off the ground, everything changes for her. Now, I done told you not to put your hands on your woman, but every now and again, walk through the house. If y'all get into an argument, y'all get into a conversation, just pick her up. Gigi, you 12 pounds soaking wet with a 10-pound weight in your pocket. I know things change when he pick you up. That man walk in the room, you talking all out of hand. That's what I'm talking about. You always out with your friends. I can't understand why y'all do that. Just pick her up real quick. Whoop. Pick her up. She gonna shut right up. It's gonna shut her right up. She ain't gonna know what to do. Now, if you get yourself a Rasputia, you ain't gonna be able to do nothing. Listen, if you can pick up Rasputia, you're a different level of man. I've never been that much of a man. My back ain't made for it. Just nothing. That's herniated everything. But that good woman will push you to where you need to be or push you negatively. Good man push you to where you need to be or push you negatively. I'm going to take a classic example of where things can always go wrong. Make sure you're sharing the show. She said expeditiously. Shut her up expeditiously if you come in here and pick her up. It's something about your feet not touching the ground. Men ain't been that way. Any man in here, no man in here can remember the last time they got picked up. The last time a man's feet was off the ground and he didn't do it. Once your feet leave the ground, everything is different. That ground, being in space, changes things. Prime example of something. Big news article, man, coming out of Chicago. Everybody keeps talking about this case in Chicago. I hadn't talked about it publicly. I've been in a couple of debates on Facebook because I realized Facebook is where stupid people go to live. Facebook is the voice of the stupid. Facebook gives you, no matter how smart you think you might be, no matter what, no matter how dumb somebody gets, you're going to find somebody even dumber on Facebook. Facebook is where stupid happens. That's what their new theme should be, where stupid happens. This show comes on Facebook, so that's a prime example. But we're discussing this case that happened in Chicago. If you haven't watched it, in Chicago, 14-year-old man in a restaurant. I don't know if it was a chicken restaurant. There's been the police reports say a hot dog stand, which really to me is probably the biggest disgrace in all this. The news reports say it was a hot dog stand. They had a hot dog stand. Now, first of all, never seen a line like that at a hot dog stand. 2, hot dogs ain't worth it. Hot dogs ain't worth nothing. If you go out here and you end up in fisticuffs over a wiener, if you end up even a foot long, if you end up in fisticuffs, something went wrong somewhere. Something. The quote the great Negro poet Keith Sweat, something just ain't right. And I watched what happened. 14-year-old man ends up shooting another gentleman over the other gentleman. I don't want to call him a gentleman because he crossed gentleman lines once he punched the mama. Because the man punched his mama in the face. Punched her hard too. Listen, that boy Muhammad Ali, it was Ali Frazier, it was Mike Tyson. He connected. He connected in a way that I don't think that woman has had a connection with in a long time. That was a solid connection. Now, further reports show that the young man, that the guy that punched her, his girlfriend was there. His girlfriend was right there instigating, telling him on some straight, get him, babe. Get her, baby. At no point in time did she say, babe, let's walk off. Let's do this. Now, I have been controversial in my thoughts about the situation. When I first saw the situation, that 14-year-old boy killed a man, shot him in the back, then ran out and shot him again. I still believe that was murder by the law. By the law was murder. He murdered him by the law. By the frame of the law, it was definitely murder. Now, Chicago has had enough murders. They probably looked at that young man's record and said, you know what? He wasn't a good individual. He's been involved in a lot of domestic violence. So you know what? He probably did us a favor. We ain't going to press charges. You good on this. We've let our police off with this kind of stuff. We'll let you off too. They will throw you a bone. I got into it. And you know what? I was able to find wrong. This is one of those situations where I was able to find wrong with everybody involved. Everybody in that situation was wrong. It was one of the saddest situations I've seen recently. Everybody involved in that thing was wrong. Everybody involved was wrong. And y'all say, how? The lady just got punched in the face. All she was trying to do was get a hot dog and go on about her business. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. And she has every right to get all the hot dogs that she wants. That lady can go on hot dog binges. She can get hot dogs from here to Tennessee. But when you start dealing with mentally unstable people, here's one of the things I tell people. When you see crazy, you got to recognize crazy and leave crazy alone. Leave crazy alone. And here's my biggest gripe with the mama. That boy is now 14 years old. He's officially become a killer on these streets. His mind ain't never gonna be right. If you talk to anybody who has taken the life of another individual, they are never right. They never right after that. Whether it be from the military, where it's in a war, where it's just people are never right after taking the life of another person. Any type of homicide. They're no longer right. They're no longer right. That old man saw it, he was like, man, I'm going to go ahead and go. I'm going to go ahead. You know what? I don't even think I want a hot dog. He left out. Here's my thing for why I believe the mother was wrong. It wasn't even the fact that she was arguing back and forth with a grown man, that she was going back and forth. The problem is, as a parent, your first obligation in that situation is the protect and care of your children. You always have to protect your children. That's number one. You have a 14-year-old in the car. Your job as a parent is to get back to that 14-year-old, one, and two, make sure that 14-year-old remains safe. As a mother of a 14-year-old male, you already know boys love their mama. They gonna protect their mama at whatever the cost is. They'll leave their daddy out to dry, but their mama, they gonna be on it. So when you get into this verbal altercation, I'm not talking about if you just standing there and he just out of the blue just came and punched in your face, or if you walk into your car and for no reason, unprovoked, he just attacks you. That's one thing. But when you decide that you're gonna go back and forth with crazy and be texting your son about it, you gotta already know his mind is not a mind that can handle and make appropriate decisions. You should never let your behavior change your child's life. Your behavior should never be the behavior that changes your child's life. Your first and foremost, people don't know the number of times, and I generally say whatever's on my mind, however I feel. But the number of times that I've had to be like, you know what, shh, because I'm here with my kids. People have said things to me out of the way that I just took a second off and be like, you know what, my kids is here. if I get into a verbal altercation, who knows what I might say? And then what happens when it escalates? When this thing escalates, what's going to happen? If I get in a fight, I know my kids getting in a fight. If he starts shooting, God knows I can get hit, they can get hit. So sometimes you got to be like, you got it, cuz. I appreciate it. And you just go to the car knowing they won this one. God protected them because of these kids. Sometimes you got to not do stuff because you know the kids is at home. You got to realize it's something bigger than just you. She threw all that to the wind. For her, getting her point across was more important than anything else. For her, getting her point across and her feeling of he ain't finna do nothing to me. Yeah, she definitely, because she knew, here's the thing, she knew she had her son and her gun in the car. She knew she had son and gun. Guns give people a level of boldness that they shouldn't have had. But she knew she had her son and her gun. I believe if she didn't have a gun in the car, she'd have shut up. She'd have left. She'd have hit him with a quality, I ain't got time for this. Everybody else in the line recognized crazy. People were like, well, why ain't nobody step in? Because I'm just here for a hot dog, cuz. I didn't come here to fight. I mean, I wanted a number 2 with fries. That's all I wanted. A little bit of mustard, maybe some relish. I didn't order no smoke. That old man that was in line had perfect posture looking this way. He ain't even look towards her. He ain't look towards none of that situation that was happening. He was just looking at it. He been to that restaurant 400 times. He knew exactly what was on that menu, but he didn't take his eye off. He watched that menu the whole time. Now, this mentally deranged, abusive, no good, slimy, low-down dirtball now gets into a verbal altercation with a woman, got his girlfriend in the back, putting a battery in his back. He put the battery in the back. Now, James said, I would have stepped in. I'm not going to allow watch a man beat a woman. I'm not. But at that point, he hadn't beat her yet. They were just arguing. Look, I've seen a many argument in my life. Here's one of the things that I say, that the girlfriend's in the back hyping him up, so now he got to go extra big. Because now, if he don't, in his mind, he ain't a man no more. He done lost all credibility in front of his girlfriend for not letting this lady have. I got to let her have. Then your street sense got to kick in. If you are in a street environment, people you don't know, knowing that there's crazy people out here, when somebody says to you, say one more thing and I'm going to knock you out, you've got to believe that they are going to knock you out. You've got to believe that that's what's next. Something in your head has got to say, you know what? He sounds convincing. There was nothing in there that made me feel like he wasn't going to hit that lady. When he brought his grandma into it, his grandma in heaven, she heard her name called. She like, oh, hey, wait, hold on, what up? When that man said, you say one more thing, I'm on my grandma. On my grandma. When people invoke their grandma into a conversation, grandma is way more revered than even mama. I don't know what grandma does to getting more reverence than mama, but grandma, once he added grandma, I'm like, yeah, it's in now. Grandma in heaven, she was just chilling with the angels. They played a game of spades. She like, I got 4 in the possible. Hold on, somebody called me. She looked down. She ain't had no idea. She had no idea. Grandma got pulled in there. JD, don't call me Martin Luther the King. Good morning. She all the way at heaven bingo. Once he said, oh, my grandma, I knew it was real. That's when that old man was getting ready to walk off. When he was like, oh, my grandma, that old man was like, yep, time to go. He knew it. You out here getting in arguments in the street, you don't even have the street savvy to know when it's fitting to get real. Now, he punched that lady in the face. He punched her so hard, her head bounced back off the wall. She bounced back into the second punch. The first punch, he hit her. Her head hit the wall, and she bounced back. If you hear it, it was pat, pat. It wasn't 2 hits. Well, it was 2 hits. He hit her, and she hit the wall. She bounced back to him. Pat, boom. She came back for the other 2. And then I think he thought that was aggression. He thought she was charging him. No, you just hit her hard enough that she came back off the wall. Pop, pop. That's what it was. Pop, pop. That's what happened. It wasn't even that. That head hit that wall. Now granddaddy gonna leave. He done worked hard all day. He ain't even gonna be able to get his little hot dog. All he wanted was 2 hot dogs, a little bit of onions, maybe some chili. Now your son's sitting here watching. You done text your son. He done got out the car. He's standing at the door. He watching. He don't listen to his mama. He already knows it's a violent situation. At this point, you turned your 14-year-old. He has gone from being a 14-year-old boy. You put him in a position where he has to become a 14-year-old man. You made him into a man. You put him in a position where he's got to be at the door watching and becoming a man. And you yell, go back to the car. He's not going back to the car. That man sees his mama in peril. And so the time that you said you go back to the car, you could have said we go back to the car. You told him, go get in the car. He's not going to get in the car. Because he know his mama in peril. You've been texting him. You know his mama's in peril. That man ain't going to walk off and just watch his mama or not watch his mama get beat. He understands what the problem is. So now he is supervising the situation. Here go my mama fussing again. I believe that ain't the first time his mama done got like that in public. I don't believe it was. Because he didn't run over to his mama. He just stood at the door to see how this was going to develop. I believe his mama has gotten into altercations before. So he was like, I'm going to just see what happens. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm just talking about human behavior. So he stands at the door. And now he watches. He sees him hit the mama. The boy is so clumsy with the gun. He had a hard time getting the gun out of the thing. Shoots the man, follows him outside, shoots him 2 times in the back. Now, mama, you've now put him in a position. You made him make a decision where he had to be a grown man. Now, there's a whole lot of decisions he could have made. But his 14 years old, you don't have a mind. Your mind ain't developed enough. 14 years old, you could have came in, got in between him and the mama. You could have grabbed your mama up. You could have done all these things. But the only thing that you given that I believe that mama has taught him was, we got this gun. If something happened, they going to catch these hot rounds. So because that's the example that you've given, he was like, I'm going to get these hot rounds. He lives in Chicago. In Chicago, they give hot rounds. Forget about hot cross buns. They got hot cross bullets. He ain't no trained shooter. Now you might have shot with him before. I mean, he ain't no killer. The man was an extra on The Chi. The Chi is a movie, a TV show all about Chicago killing. He's got that in his head. The way that the streets have trained him was, let's go. Streets have trained him, let's go. And you put him in a let's go position. That is a failure on behalf of the mother. I had a lady try to argue me down. That means you hate black women. No, it didn't matter. She was white. That's a failure on her part to not protect her child first. Well, you need to check black men because the black man had no business putting his hands on her. You are absolutely right. But in every situation, we can respond to what is being put before us. How do we respond to stimuli? That's what's going to determine where it goes. Once he got smart with you, give him the snarky comment back. But when he decides to escalate, you ain't got to ride the escalator. I've been in the mall 100 times. There's an escalator, there's steps, there's an elevator. You ain't got to go up. One thing about that escalator, though, when you get on the escalator, it's hard to come back down. That's it. Crystal, you made a whole point. What if that old man got shot? What if the way that boy was fumbling with that gun, and he took that gun out? He could have gone. Now, Marquis, I'm not, listen to what I'm trying to told you now. The boy, he hit your mama and his son in that situation, finna take the boy and take the man out. Ain't nobody saying that. And that's exactly right. I agree with you 100%. Man, anytime a man hit the boy mama, the man gotta go. 100%. As a mom, as a parent, you gotta know that that's gonna be the prevailing thought process. I know that. My son is 11 years old. I know if he sees somebody whooping my hind parts, they better watch out because he finna turn Rambo. He gonna turn Rambo. So I got a responsibility not to put myself in elective situations. Here's the thing. That was an elective situation. Hear me and hear me good. If she walking up the street, man, just hauls all punches her in the face, and you don't even know her, you ain't never seen her before. Hey man, bombs over Baghdad. You don't know what's finna happen. Y'all at McDonald's line, y'all just getting a McRib. Man just walks in, Russia sickles your mama. Boom, boom. Pop, pop, pop. Hey, we here and we gonna eat. We not even gonna wait. We just gonna shoot them. We gonna stay. We gonna pull a Denzel in American Gangster. We gonna take these shots and finish our breakfast. But wherever possible, a parent has a responsibility to protect their child. And she didn't. The man has a responsibility not to be going back and forth with no female. When no one, ain't no need for you to be going back and forth with no woman. First and foremost, we already know women are gonna push that button. Once you decide you finna argue with a woman, sir, be prepared to take in Incredible Hulk levels of rage. When women get into an altercation with a man, anybody, they going for the jugular. That argument is not going to be anything factually based or nothing. That's why your mama ain't never love you, your little penis son of a... All of that's coming out. You're going to be ugly. I'm telling you that right now. Every time you get in an argument with a woman, you're going to be ugly. You're going to be ugly. You're going to be broke. All of that, it's coming. They cannot. That button is gone. The shut up button is over. If you decide, sir, to get into an argument with a woman, just know she ain't gonna play fair. She'll say, I'm not arguing with a man I'm not married to. At least a married man got a reason to stop. It's a wrap out here. I had a lady tell me, well, you don't know the domestic abuse numbers and black women are victims of domestic abuse. Absolutely. And it shouldn't happen. They don't even call it domestic abuse anymore. They call it intimate partner violence. IPV. Intimate partner violence. But this was not that. This was not intimate partner violence. This was in the streets. Everybody know in the streets behavior is different. I know this. An argument at your job with Tina from accounting should not be handled like an argument on the street. There's safety measures in place at the job. You know what Tina from accounting has to lose. You've been around her. You know she got 3 kids. She can't afford to be in jail. All of these things. You know, at the most part, when you get in an argument at your job, it ain't going to be nothing but words. There's levels, there's protocols, there's cameras, all kinds of stuff. You know that there's a different level there. If you out in the streets of Chicago, there's a different behavior. It's a different behavior level. We've got to get behind this. And can I say this? Can I say this? And I'm gonna say it right now. Men and women, especially the African American community, we got to get off of this disrespect. They disrespecting me. If no matter what anybody says, no matter how disrespectful it may be, at the end of the day, That person ain't got the power to change my view of myself or the view of everybody around about me. Oh, he disrespecting me. Okay. And that disrespect did what to you? I've seen more kids die from a perceived disrespect. You'd rather go and spend 20 years in prison because cuz said that you soft than to know that you not soft, to know that you harder than all day Viagra and move on about your life. The number of people who said this, that, and third. I've had people lie on me. I make people mad. I agree with it. I had a woman one time tell me, you're gay. I was like, well, okay, well, thank you. You know what? I am flaming. It's raining men. She had nowhere to go after that. So she was like, don't try to play it off. I know you're gay. I got pictures. I would like to see them. Let's get them framed. You can't disrespect me if I feel that good about myself. You can't just, if you call me ugly, I'm gonna be like, I agree. I see me daily. The words from people who mean absolutely nothing mean absolutely nothing. Now, there's something different from your intimate partner saying things to you. That's a whole different thing. When they're being disrespectful, when it's your wife, if it's your spouse, those kind of things hurt differently. But random dude you just met in the street, man, please. Cause you be like, boy, you old broke tail. Hey, let me be broke. Allow me to be poor. Them saying it ain't gonna change nothing. They not speaking over your life. We as a community have got to get past they disrespecting me. Man, I gotta have my respect in these streets. Nobody care about you. Just because you done gave yourself a fancy nickname don't mean you a killer. Sit down, shut up. Walk off. What you eat does not cause my bowels to move. And we losing our youth. And even in this situation, we lost our youth. Now this 14-year-old boy has been put into a position of being a man. He's now become a whole killer, and he ain't gonna never be right. He ain't gonna never be right. When? When is he gonna be right? After years of counseling? Or you talking about when he keep waking up at night replaying that incident over and over again? Or is he gonna be right now in the streets of Chicago when people see you? Now, if you get in the slightest disagreement, listen, them young boys in Chicago don't play. So if they see him, he get in the slightest disagreement, they already know I got to shoot him because he's killed before. You say what he wants to, his life ain't never finna be the same. It's gonna be one review of his record. Man, that internet ain't going nowhere. This is what's so crazy about it. That boy was he was an extra on The Chi. Nobody knows that. They didn't know that boy was in a whole TV series. Ain't nobody remember him. Now, everybody know who he is. You didn't allow him to become famous. You made him become infamous. That starts from everybody in there, all the adults in the room making bad choices. The girlfriend of the deceased man. Why, that bad old lady? Get him, baby. Get her, baby. On your grandmama. Gone. Now he dead. Not only is you dead, she finna have somebody in a couple weeks. She gonna go ahead and get your name tattooed on her arm, buy some fancy t-shirts. It's somebody comforting her right now. Trust and believe. Trust and believe somebody's comforting her. I've always said it I'm firm to believe it. 95% of women, they got there in case you mess up, man. I know all y'all ladies on here with me ain't gonna say that ain't the case. But fellas know, women got it in case he mess up, man. It's a line. It's not enough men. There's not enough men in the world. Not enough men. You gotta keep a spare. I'm gonna tell you, and you might not even be thinking about your spare. Here's the thing. I say it all the time. And these is just jokes, but it's true. When you drive around in your car, you don't think about your spare tire. Don't nobody get out in the morning and be like, let me go check my spare tire, make sure my spare tire works. Let me make sure my spare tire is still in the car. All of these things. Let me make sure my spare. You don't worry about your spare. But let that tire go flat. You know you got it in there. You know you got it in there. And in case he mess up, you got one in there. It ain't gonna take you no time. Beyonce said, you must not know about me. I can have another you in a minute. And I could tell by the way y'all sang along with that song that it was true. I can have another you in a minute. Matter of fact, he'll be here in a minute. It's crazy. I don't even know how we got on that topic. But yeah. Oh, because he dead, now she with somebody. And dudes, we terrible. We all in our inbox. Hey, big head, heard your man died. If you need anything at all, come on, holler at me. If you need something, I'm here. If you needed somewhere to rest your head, that's what he said. That's how he said it too. He's like, if you need anywhere to rest your head, you can just call me. They gotta leave. They gotta leave Chicago. You gotta leave Chicago. You gotta go somewhere else. They can't even come down south. It's crazy down south. They gotta move to Montana. Now they gotta become farmers because of her. He ain't gonna never be right. Like you said, that boy still got family. The man that died, he still got family. And what's so crazy about family? Family know you retarded. They know you brought that on yourself. And they still gonna go out for vengeance. And don't nobody kill my cousin, man. My cousin ain't never did nothing to nobody. He punched her in the face, sir, on film. No, man, no. Y'all see him this way. That's all y'all see is him punching her in the face. Y'all don't know. Okay, you know what? I'm good. I'm gonna move on. And now we gotta ride for little Tay-Tay. Anytime y'all get free Junebug shirts, when Junebug killed the whole block, we know. Nicki Minaj offered to pay for his college. That boy 12 years off from college, and he can't go to college. It's gonna be public. He ain't going to college. He going to online school. He ain't going nowhere but DeVry. And I'm not taking away from DeVry. It's a great school. That's all they're gonna do. We've talked seriously today. Ladies, y'all out here with your man in wait. And it's okay. It's all right. Fellas, anytime I put a post up the other day that when a woman tells you eventually she's gonna be dating, that means she's been on 3 dates already. Women always leave you mentally before they leave you physically. So once she left you mentally, she had already started replacing you. She had already accepted phone calls and meetings and dates and stuff. You can already accept that. You can hang that up. I talked to one of my homeboys the other day. He told me, man, I won't in jail but a couple of months. I came back, my wife was remarried with a baby. I was gone a couple of months. She's already left. She was gone when you go to court to charge. Women be out. Women will replace you quick. Quick. Because it's easy for y'all. I understand it, ladies. It's easy. You got a vagina. That means permanent access. You never got anything to lose. You never got anything to worry about. Always going to be available. Because dudes ain't bright enough. We not smart. We ain't bright. We jumping on anything. Almost every man in here. That's down. If you ain't got nothing to lose, every man in. Just about every man. Even the married ones. The temptation is real. A woman jumping in your inbox, it's hard. It's hard. Listen, I admit, and I think it's because I'm a virgin, and a lot of women are willing to try to take my virginity. And I'm gonna tell you now, sometimes it's hard to swipe away. Sometimes they jump in that inbox and you know good as well. Temptation is so real. Because we not bright. All the way up here, you like, hey, man, we good. We good. No, don't think about it. We all right. Don't do it. Don't do it. All of this. Your brain is like, don't do it. Meanwhile, little man like, hey, guys. Hey, I heard there was an opportunity here. Hey, let's take this through. All right. There's a chance here. A whole new world. A new fantastic point of view. She won't tell us no. She's ready to go. And you in. He be thinking different. Brain be like, no, we will not. Why? Tell me why. And you all time. It's hard. It's hard to say no, but you got to do it. You got to do it. This whole conversation's going in directions it wasn't supposed to go in. Y'all, ladies, y'all ain't never heard a head-head conversation. A head-head conversation is different. A head-head conversation is rough. Head and head, when they start to fighting, when they get to arguing, your whole body's in turmoil. Your whole body's in turmoil. A head-head conversation. Hey, this one up here, hey, look, we don't want nothing to do with that. Calm down. We're in a room full of people, man. Let it go. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just poke my head out and I'm going to just look. I'm going to see what's happening. Hold on. So, hey, you get down. You get down. There's people in here. No, I'm just looking. No, you get back. What's wrong with you? You're always doing this. Inappropriate time. Why were you wearing jeans? So tight. I can't move. I'm trying to. That's right. I had to keep you concealed because you're always doing this. Why can't you just wear sweatpants? When you wear sweatpants, we get noticed. Yeah, it's a whole thing. A head-head conversation. It's ridiculous. When they start talking to each other, man, it's the worst. It's the worst. I can't believe I just thought of that off the top of my head. Right, there it is. You're embarrassing us. I am making a point. Ha! That is hilarious. Ladies, y'all don't work like that. Y'all a little different. But these two, they in constant. They think differently. Y'all are connected complete. Y'all, she won't even wake up until she tell her to. That one thing I learned about women. That thing ain't coming on. Listen. That water ain't coming on until she tell her to come on. Vagina stay asleep. You get an alarm from the brain, man. Oh, wake up. And she don't go right to work either. She don't go straight to work. That vagina be asleep. Wake up, huh? What you want me to turn the water on? I'm not just gonna turn it on immediately. Give me a minute. It's crazy. Tanya saying that I tell everybody I've done extensive research. I've looked around. And I've done the research. Take her a while before she wake up. Vagina and penis, they two different things. All right, I'm getting ready to go. I got work to do today. I got places to be. Y'all have a fantastic day. Tomorrow's in question. I might have to do the show on the road tomorrow. I might be on the road tomorrow. Well, I know I'll be on the road because I've decided I'm not dealing with no flights. Because that and they ain't gonna have me all upset. Lord, Miss Patricia done left. That conversation got too much for her. She was like, I can't do it. I'm gonna be on the road, but I'm gonna try to give y'all what I got. I love y'all, right, man, for real. It's been real out here. Patricia's still here. Not you, Patricia. I was talking about the other Patricia. This Patricia, she said bye. Live from Motel. I will never. Let me tell y'all one thing about me. I'll stay a lot of places. I ain't staying in no Motel 6. I will not stay anywhere where the doors are on the outside. I'm bougie to a point. I'm not staying nowhere where the doors are they better be indoors. Is all I'm saying. All the doors better be inside. You will not have direct access to the streets. No, sir. Can't do it. Can't do it. Won't do it. I appreciate the offer, but you will not put me in a motel or anything. That M ruins it all for me. Once you include that M, I'm out. I am out. All right, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Oh, Dolores, you down there in New Orleans? Yeah. You catching what you deserve. You shouldn't be for the streets. You shouldn't be down the streets. Don't be for them streets. I'm out, man. He got a fancy little stand like here, right this. Then I'm gonna do like this.